stage of the NFL. Back now on EA Sports as we welcome you to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Currently, the Eagles have possession as we resume the action in quarter number 2. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Eagles 7, Falcons 3.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. But how about that one? He reeled it in one-handed for a touchdown. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Matthew McCrane on for the PAT. It's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Following the touchdown, McCrane set to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Right side complete. That's Woods. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and long.
This time they stay on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start things out with an AFC North matchup. Baltimore heading over to take on Cleveland. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. The Browns locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. T.Y. Hilton, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Texans have the lead in that one. The Texans trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. In the game you're watching, in that first half, his guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on first down. Allen now looks to throw, and he slings one that's incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
He was defended by Patrick Peterson.
Throwing again. Allen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense. That's not good enough, man.
So on the big tight end, hold it.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
On the 45-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Offense. I told you to do that.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, it's Allen. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
Allen's pass.
If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a one-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards.
So when's the best time to take the big shots downfield? When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the third quarter qualifies. They came right out firing. That's how you send a message to start the second half of a game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's into the hands of Eckler. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He'll get this to Eckler. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
This will be caught at about the 6. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Travis Kelce unable to pull it in, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal.
A 29-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good. And that will not
Ties the game at
10. They had it 1st and goal. 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 2.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And down inside the 10 at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That's a heck of a way to convert on 3rd and long, and he showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And that trust was justified because he went up and got the football and converted on a down. You shouldn't. 3rd and long like that, that's supposed to be an incompletion at the least.
Throwing now is Allen. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll try to run this one in. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And I know this quarterback. His instinct, he's going to want to go for it here on 4th and goal. I want to see if the rational heads on the sidelines prevail and they say this late in the game, let's get 3 in the lead. This debate is going to be fun.
So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Matthew McCrane on for the field attempt.
McCrane's kick is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
13, Eagles 10.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A 6-yard.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Austin Eckler, the intended target.
But now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Allen now on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins. And now it's second down. To throw again. Allen. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Allen to throw once more. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 33 yards that time.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Allen again. This pass complete to Higgins. Allen had the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 18-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Javon Hargrave picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Allen looking left side. He's got it complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line.
A gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
So here comes a very important one now for Matthew McCrane. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. McCrane's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6 at 16-10.
16. Eagles 10.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
And sacked.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So now let's look at the situation. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, so barring a 1st down, they could conceivably get the ball back.
So now it's all about defense and stopping the clock. Don't give up any yardage, right? Use your timeouts, and your offense always practices going downfield without timeouts. You know, those 2-minute drills, most of them are run in practice without the benefit of timeouts. They want to make it as tough a situation as possible. They're in it right now.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
So Allen breaks the huddle, and his guys will go for 2 here. And here's Allen operating from the gun to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
21-yard line.
So now the Eagles down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they'll indeed take a knee. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this